So this tutorial is really important to take a look at the end of a marking period when you want your grades to start over in Google Classroom. So obviously Skyward is set up to restart the grade at the marking period, but if you've been grading in the Google Classroom is continuing to average all of your assignments together, and you may want to zero it out and start over again for the new marking period. If you don't, the average will keep including everything from the beginning of the year. So there is a quick workaround and a little trick that I'd like to show you to start over your grading. So as you can see in my ninth grade class, I have an overall average grade, and you can see all of my grades are categorized here. And these are all first marking period grades. So I don't want any of these grades to continue to be averaged into their overall grade. So what I'm going to do is, this is kind of a slick little workaround. I'm going to go into the class settings and I'm going to scroll down to where my categories are. So I'm going to rename, and I could have done this at the beginning of the year, but this is kind of just something I learned recently. I'm going to rename all of my categories and just put first marking period in front of them. So before you do this, though, you want to make sure that everything's been exported to Skyward. You can always undo this, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I want to do is I want to add a new grade category, and this time I'm going to call it second marking period science knowledge. And I'm going to put that at 50% and put this one to 0. All right. And it will keep the assignments in the classroom, so you can still go back and look at them and see what the score was. I'm just now saying anything that was this category is now going to be 0% of their grade. So I know it won't be calculated into the average. So I need to do that with each category. Okay, so writing and science is 15. And we're just going to go through this until I have new categories. And I actually learned about this online. This is really more of a workaround. And I will tell you, after kind of looking at how Google Classroom's set up, I can see the benefit of creating a new Google class at semester, especially if you have everything broken down by semester. It would certainly help to kind of clear things out and clean things up. And there is a very, very easy way to take an archived class and copy it with all of your assignments. All right, bear with me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to click save. Now I'm going to go back to my grade book here for you, and you can see that all of my labels have changed to first marking period, and there's no grade right now. There is no calculated average grade. So that's how I know that I did this correctly. So I just assigned this lab yesterday. What I'm going to go do now is I am going to give it a category for second marking period effort and growth. Okay, so when I start grading this lab and I start putting in scores here, a grade will pop up. So that's like a quick workaround so that you can see the work that they've turned in, obviously. And one other thing you want to know is you want to make sure that once you're ready to start sending stuff to Skyward for the second marking period, that you're well within the second marking period. I was told by a tech person that if you send something over before the marking period starts or on the weekend before marking period starts, that Skyward gets very upset about that. So you'll be able to do an export. You'll still need to check the category once you get it into Skyward, but this is just a quick little workaround so that you can zero things back out for the marking period. Hope that helps.